right, good morning, friends. I'm going to do the unit study guide with you to help you prepare for Tuesday's test. If you have any questions afterwards, let me know. I've never done a YouTube video, so hope this doesn't suck. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is classify angle relationships. This is definitely going to be on the test. So the first thing we want to do is we want to see if it's complementary or supplementary. The way I remember is that C comes before S in the alphabet, okay? C complementary is 90 degrees. It's two angles that form a 90-degree angle, okay? Supplementary angles form 180 degrees, okay? So knowing that, let's go to number one. Angle 1 and angle 2, well, that's clearly a flat line, so that equals 180 degrees. So the first part of this answer is supplementary. Whatever. Okay. The second part of the answer, we have to see if it's adjacent angles or if they're vertical angles or congruent. Okay, so we know that congruent is the same. We know that, and you can memorize that. Here, let me get a different piece of paper. Let's just do this. Congruent angles are the same. Okay, and I remember this, it's a really dumb way, but Gru, you ever see the Minions movie? 2 out of 10, sucks. Gru made Minions to all look the same, okay? Congruent, same, all right? So we know that here, okay, they're not the same, they're clearly very different angles, so it's not congruent. What about adjacent? Okay, adjacent means next to. No trick to remember that one, just frickin' remember it, okay? Adjacent, next to. All right, next one is vertical. Vertical angles equal across, okay? So when we look at this, we see that, well, they're not across from each other, they're next to each other, so they have to be adjacent. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, the relationship between angle 2 and angle 3. Okay, so we see this guy and this guy. All right, so first, is it complementary or is it supplementary? We see that these two angles, well, it doesn't look flat, so it can't be 180. It's probably 90 because we see this little box here that I totally just drew over. So 90 degrees indicates that it's complementary because, remember this, complementary C comes before X, S, I said X. 90 degrees comes before 180. All right, so it is complementary. All right. It is also, let's see, is it congruent, adjacent, or vertical? They are adjacent. Why? Because they are next to each other. All right, so complementary and adjacent. I'm writing really fast. I hope that's okay. All right. Hopefully you're still with me. The relationship between angle 3 and angle 4, round number 3. So angle 3, right here, and angle 4, right here. Okay, is it complementary or supplementary? This guy is not a flat line, and we know that it's complementary. We know that it's 90 degrees because we see this box here. When we cover this one up, we can see that this is a whole straight line. So this would be 180, not to confuse you, but 90 plus 90 equals 180. So we can clearly see that angle 3 and angle 4 are 90 degrees, meaning they are complementary. Okay? And I know I'm going a little fast right here, but feel free to pause or rewind if you need, just everything kind of slowed down. All right, so we know that it's complementary. Is it adjacent? Is it congruent? Is it vertical? What are we doing? So they are next to each other, which means they are adjacent. Amazing. Okay, let's keep going. Number 4, the relationship between angle 1 and angle 3 is, okay, let's find those first. Angle 1, angle 3. Okay, angle 1 and angle 3. They are across from each other, which means, going back to our little notes here, cross means vertical. So they're going to be vertical lines. Okay, I also wrote congruent because they are the same. We see that angle 1 and angle 3 are across from each other, which means they are the same. Make sense? Okay, perfect. So number 5, the relationship between angle 1 and angle 3, we know that those, okay, so this one's a little tricky. We see that there is a 90-degree angle right here. Okay, so we have to figure out what we already know. So this is a flat line, which means it's 180. We're gonna subtract this guy, angle 2, which is angle 90. So 180 minus 90 equals 90. Okay? Now, angle 1 and angle 3 obviously have to make up 92 if the whole thing equals 180. So what's half of 90? 45, 45, all right? So these two angles equal 90, meaning they are complementary. I hope I explained that okay. All right, number 6, the relationship between angle 2 and angle 3. This guy right here and this guy right here. Okay, pretty simple. We see that this is a straight line. A lot of this is just trying to cover up the things that you don't need, okay? So angle 2 and angle 3 make a straight line, which means that's 180, meaning it's supplementary. They're also across from each other, which means they are adjacent. Okay, so we're done with this section. I'm pretty sure I explained it okay. Again, if you need more explanations, come find me and we can do one or two together, okay? Let's move on to 7. So this section is all about, I can use complementary and supplementary angles to write and solve equations. Super boring, amazing. Let's use pink. Okay, I actually really like doing this stuff. So we're gonna try to find an equation to describe this whole thing, all right? So we see a little box indicates 90 degrees. And for the equation, we're going to write, just bear with me here, we're gonna do x minus 18, that's this angle. Ooh, that's not straight. And then plus x, this angle. So what does that equal? We know that this box is 90, so it equals 90. Follow me? Okay, I think you can see that. So now all we have to do is find like terms. Okay, x and x, we got 2x minus 18 equals 90, just bringing everything down. Then we just solve. We try to get x alone, so plus 18, 2x, 90 plus 18 is 108. And then to get x by itself again, divided by 2, x equals 54. Okay, so this little guy equals 54, but this is x minus 18. So angle measure, this should actually have like a little s right there, angle measures, because we're looking for this angle and this angle. So x, we know it's 54, that's the first angle, and let's see, let's find this one. 54 minus 18 is 36. So both of our angles, 54 plus 36 equals 90. Yay. All right, number 8. Anyone sleeping yet? Okay, so we see that this is 180 degrees. So we're just gonna write what we say. We know that this angle plus this angle equals 180. So x plus 2x plus 24 equals 180 degrees. Amazing. Again, combine like terms, x plus 2x is 3x. Also, just quick little side note, how do we know that this plus this is 3x? There's always a little invisible 1 in front of just x standing alone, okay? You don't have to write that. But x plus 2x is 3x, plus 24 equals 180. Minus 24, 3x equals 156. Okay, get x alone, so divided by 3, x equals 52. Cool? Cool, okay. So the angle measures, wait, what? So it says angle measures here, okay, whatever. 52 is the first measure. That's this guy. Then we see 2x plus 24. So 2 times 52 plus 24 is 128. Okay, this doesn't have to be a plus sign. You can do and, you can do like a little slash, but that's what that is. Okay, amazing. Number 9, let's see, 2 angles are supplementary. The first angle is 4x degrees. The second angle is 2x plus 6 degrees. Determine the measure of each angle. Okay, wait. I'm gonna draw a little picture. That tends to help me when solving word problems. Let's just make something up. We see that the first things first. I drew this because 2 angles are supplementary. What does that mean? That means 180. That's why I drew that straight line, okay? The first angle is 4x degrees. Let's just, again, make something up, 4x degrees. The second angle is 2x plus 6. I don't know why I put a degree sign. Actually, that makes sense. Let's just do that. Okay, determine the measure of each angle. So again, we're solving for x. The equation equals 4x plus 2x plus 6. I just did this plus this, and we know that it's 180, so it equals 180 degrees. Following me? All right, again, combine like terms. So we know 4x plus 2x is 6x plus 6. I almost wrote x, but don't do that. 180 degrees. To get x alone, minus 6, x, or 6x equals 180. My brain's going too fast sometimes, sorry. Divided by 6, divided by 6. Oh, what I just, 180 minus 6, oh my gosh, is 174 divided by 6. Just ignore that. 6x equals 174 divided by 6. That is x equals 29. Cool. All right, so we know that the 2 measures for x, that's just 4 times 29, is, what is 4 times 29? Okay, we got 64, and then 2x plus 6, 116. Okay, those 2. Okay, does this make sense? I was very confusing on this, but try to remember the steps that I did. If not, I can do this again with you one-on-one in just a slower way. But we are done with the first page. Pretty cool. Let's get the second one out. Okay, nice. It's only 3 pages. I thought it was more. Okay, I can use vertical and adjacent angles to write and solve equations. Okay, boring again. Let's do it. So again, we see this is kind of similar format to the last set of questions. We see that we need an equation, we need an x, and angle measures. So before panicking, before even attempting this, let's take a look at the picture. So we see that this guy is 37 degrees. This angle is x. And this, what's 54? Is it this angle or this angle or something else? We know that this whole thing is 54 degrees because this guy is located on the outside. Whenever we see an angle measure on the inside of this little lump thing, that's the angle. 54 is the whole shape, the whole, both, or a combination of both angles. Make sense? Okay, I feel like Dora the Explorer. This is so weird. So 37 plus x, just this guy plus this guy, equals the total of 54. So that's our equation. All right. To solve for x, we're going to get x alone. So minus 37 minus 37. X equals 17. X is 17. That's our answer. Okay. So we know that x is 17. That's one of our measures. And then let's see, 37. You don't even have to solve for that. Okay, so that's the answer to 10. Move on to 11. Trying to do fast for you guys. All right, the equation. This is, okay, what's the total here? So this is going to be slightly different from this guy. These are vertical angles. How do we know they are across from each other? Give it our little cheat sheet. So we know that this equals this, and that's exactly what we're going to write. We're going to do 2x plus 10 equals 70. Just don't even overthink it. That's what it is, okay? Solve for x, we're gonna get x alone, so minus 10 2x equals 60. Then we're gonna do, okay, x equals 30. Don't worry, I'll never do that again. Okay, angle measures, we know this is 70. 2 times 30 plus 10 is 70. So we really just have to write 70, but you can do 70 and 70 if you'd like. Okay? Number 12. All right, starting to lose it a little bit. The equation. This one is very similar to this one. So we did this plus this equals this. Remember, if it's on the outside of this little lump, 78 is the total of this guy and this guy. So we're going to write 2x plus 3x minus 6 equals 78. Okay, combine like terms. 2x plus 3x is 5x minus 6 equals 78. Plus 6 plus 6, 5x equals 84. And then we're going to do divided by 5, divided by 5. Okay. That is 16.8. Okay, it's totally okay to have a decimal as an angle measure. I think some people got a little confused on last week's example. You can have a decimal, no big deal, don't panic. So if this is a decimal, it's most likely going to be a decimal for the other guy. So angle measures, we know that, we got to solve. So 2 times 16.8. And then 3x minus 6, we're just going to plug that in. Okay, so we have 33.6 and 44.4. Cool? All right. Next section, I can apply knowledge of triangles. Yes, you can, queen. All right, so use the triangle at the right to answer the questions. Amazing. Okay, angle XYZ corresponds with side length. Oh, okay, so corresponds, this guy, this term is very important to know for the test. So corresponds, it literally means to communicate like back and forth. Okay, so I'll even do like a little picture, just back and forth. You guys get it, whatever. Okay, so XYZ, let's find that angle. XYZ. How do we know that Y is the middle of this? It's in the middle of this guy. Okay. So angle XYZ, you can put the little lump right there. What is across from XYZ? We're looking for a side length. So side length XZ. Okay. XZ is your answer. Okay, if you didn't follow me, let's do number B. Wow, letter B. Angle ZXY. ZXY, we're gonna put the little lump because X is in the middle. Looking for the side length across from X. So we're gonna look directly across right here. That is side length YZ. Okay. Let's see. Oh, something to keep in mind, you can also do ZY. It doesn't matter. Just YZ, ZY, same thing. All right, angle YZX. YZX. We know that Z is the middle with the lump because it's the middle right here. Angle YZX corresponds with side length, this guy, XY. Or YX, whatever, doesn't matter. All right, pretty simple. Again, try not to overthink things. Oh, that's my coffee maker. Ignore that. All right, number 14, find the missing angle measure in each triangle below. All right, getting sick of my own voice here. Let's see. Okay, so we know that before we do anything with these questions, you just kind of figure out what you already know. So we know that 3 angles of a triangle equals 180 degrees, all right? And 2 angles, when we have 2 angles here, we just subtract it from 180, Make sense? So we have 88 plus 33. We'll just do it right here. You can do this in your head, but I'll write it out for you. Equals 121. So we're going to take 180 minus 20, or 121, and that equals 59. Okay, so the answer is 59 degrees. Cool. Then we have 29.4 plus 79 equals 108.4, right? I think so. Yes. Okay, so 180 minus 108.4 is 71.6. Yes. Yes. Okay, so 71.6. That is angle R. Last one, we're going to do 40 plus 40. I'm not even going to do the math right here. We know that 40 plus 40 is 80. Okay, 180 minus 80 is 100. So y is 100 degrees. Yay. That is super duper going to be on the test. Make sure you practice that if you don't quite get it yet. All right. Last one of this page. Oh gosh, these suck. All right, 3 students wrote side lengths that they thought would form a triangle. No idea why they would do that. Which student or students were correct? Justify your response. Okay, so for this one, this was that really crazy day in class, and you probably couldn't hear the lesson, so let me just review really quick. We know that in order to form a triangle, A plus B has to be, the sum of these two has to be greater than C. Same with B plus C has to be greater than A, and A plus C has to be greater than B. Okay, I just write these out on the side just so that I can remember the steps in order. Okay, let's start with Miguel. So we know that 21 plus 7 is 28. Okay, so that's more than 6, so that checks out. 7 plus 6 equals 13. 13 is not more than 21, so this is not a triangle. Miguel, you suck. Let's do Ralphie. 9 plus 22 equals 31. Okay, 31 is definitely greater than 11, so that checks out. You can see that 22 plus 11 equals 33. Okay, so 33 is more than 9. That checks out. And then 9 plus 11 equals 20. Okay, so 9 plus 11 equals 20. 20 is not greater than 22. So Ralphie, you suck too. Don't know how to build a triangle. Now we know that Keisha's going to be the answer, duh, but let's just do it anyway. 10 plus 15 greater than 24, 10 plus 24 greater than 15, and 24 plus 15 is greater than 10. Keisha is the only smart one in the bunch, okay? So if you had to explain this on a test, actually, yeah, it does say justify your response. We know that Keisha is correct because the sum of any two of the side lengths is greater than the third side. All right, last page, right? Yes, thank goodness. Okay, I can construct triangles. Marcella, weird name, draws the line segment shown below to construct a triangle. Finish the construction so that M angle A equals 55 degrees and M angle B equals 35. All right, so it just gives us this guy. Let's fill in what we know before we do anything else, before we even panic, okay? So angle A, we know that this is going to be an angle. This equals 55 degrees. Cool. And why am I shaking? Literally why? Okay, M angle B is 35 degrees. Now we have to make a triangle, so let's just, it doesn't have to be pretty. What we did on, whatever that last one was, we know that this plus this minus 180 equals this, okay? So that's exactly what we're gonna do. 55 plus 35 equals 90. Okay, so this plus this equals 90 degrees. We're going to do 180 degrees minus 90 degrees equals 90 degrees. Oops. All right, so that's what our triangle should look like. What is the measure of angle ACB? Okay, 90 degrees. ACB. Okay, remember the middle, this guy, we're looking for C. 90 degrees. I probably explained that terribly, but whatever. Number 17. We have to construct a triangle where blah, 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 blah. Cool. Okay, so I'm just gonna draw an ugly little triangle. Wait, that's like kite of fire. We're gonna do X, Y, Z. Okay, where YXZ equals 30 degrees. So YXZ, X is going to be the middle. This is 30 degrees. Okay. XYZ is 70 degrees. So XYZ is 70 degrees. Just plugging in what we know. And the length of XY is 2 inches. So length, this is your keyword right here. Length of XY, let's find XY, is 2 inches. All right. So I don't know why this is even relevant, but whatever. I guess we're just trying to find the angle of angle Z, little lump right here, okay? So we know 30 and 70, we have to find this angle. We know that a triangle is 180 degrees. We know that 30 plus 70 is 100. So angle Z must be 80 degrees. Cool? All right. I just noticed that I keep saying cool after everyone. That's annoying. Whatever. So the last portion, get excited. I can determine the conditions for a unique triangle, more than one triangle, or no triangle. Okay, so it says the cards below contain clues. Determine whether the conditions will result in one unique triangle, more than one triangle, or no triangle. Justify your solution with a sketch and description below. Okay, we literally don't have room for a sketch, but we're just gonna write it out. That's fine. So again, we know that A plus B has to be greater than C. B plus C has to be greater than A, and A plus C has to be greater than B. All of this is a triangle. All right, so let's do A together. Okay, so 6.3 plus 4.2 is 10.5. So 10.5 is definitely greater than 10.4, so that checks out. We know that 10.4 plus 4.2 is 14.6, which is greater than 6.3. That checks out. And 6.3 plus 10.4 is 16.7, and that's greater than 4.2. So perfect, makes a triangle. So we can simply write card A forms a unique triangle because, I'll just write this, because that. A plus B is greater than C, B plus C is greater than A, and A plus C is greater than B. You can choose to write that, but I don't feel like it. All right, let's do B. Card B. Okay, so we need to find, perfect. All right, 2 plus 3 is 5. Is that greater than 5? No, so already this is not a triangle. So we're gonna answer B with card B does not form a triangle. Why? Because, what can we write? 2 plus 3 equals 5, which is not greater than 5. Amazing. This is just showing what you know, okay? Last one of the study guide. So we have letter C. All right, so we're not gonna do this guy for this. We're gonna be adding the angles. So what do all three angles of a triangle equal? If you don't know by now, please watch this video a million times over because we've learned this. A triangle equals 180 degrees, okay? Ingrain that in your brain. 80 plus 42 plus 58 definitely equals 180. So forms a triangle, okay? Because all angles, also please spell angles right, you guys, not angels, angles, equal 180 degrees. All right, we're done. We did it. All right, so if any of these did not make sense to you, I want you to make a mental note or write it down somewhere. Come find me on Monday and we can go over them together, okay? Good luck on your test.